As an aspiring scientist who thought they'd be a musician growing up, I believe I have a unique perspective towards my research, and I'd like to share that perspective with you now. To begin, I want you to close your eyes and imagine a trombone and how that trombone would sound. Enlarge your trombone by 10 times, now 100 times, and now 1,000 times. What would this massive horn sound like? Well, basic acoustics tells us that an instrument of this size would produce infrasound, or sounds much lower than what humans can hear, somewhere below 20 hertz. This is exactly the case for Earth's largest horns, volcanoes. Just like how every instrument has its own unique sound, every volcano has its own characteristic sound and personality. And if we want to try to estimate when a volcano will become hazardous or erupt, we must look at what it has done in the past. For example, if you've listened to enough of Mozart's sonatas, you'll have a pretty good idea of when one is approaching its end as you gain familiarity with Mozart's musical phrasing. If we take the time to find the acoustic signature, or musical phrasing, if you will, of a specific volcano, we can then develop better eruption time estimates for that volcano. This is the broad goal of my research. Yet, since no two volcanoes are exactly the same, this approach is best suited for a volcano that produces consistent and reliable infrasound. This leads me to the volcano we've all been looking at for a minute and 25 seconds. This is Volcan Villarrica, a volcano in southern Chile that produces continuous infrasound and is the poster child for volcanic infrasound studies. It's your traditional conical shaped volcano with an open crater on top and a steaming lava lake within. In March of 2015, Villarrica erupted violently for only about 18 minutes, but with lava fountains reaching heights of 1.5 kilometers into the air. Thankfully, over 3,000 people were evacuated and nobody was killed, although there was plenty of damage to the infrastructure as well as the area's booming tourism. The evolution of Villarrica leading up to this eruption was recorded with infrasound sensors used to monitor the volcano. What these sensors showed us was that the frequency of Villarrica's infrasound, or its pitch, was actually rising in the days leading up to this eruption. Essentially, as the lava lake level rose within the volcano, the effective length became shorter and shorter. The shorter you make an instrument, the higher that instrument's pitch will be. In early 2020, we visited Villarrica again, but this time the volcano's activity was stable. And to our surprise, we still observed a wavering of Villarrica's frequency, even though its lava lake level was not moving. Since the frequency changes in 2020 were not as severe as they were in 2015, we can try to constrain the noises that Villarrica might make when it's not in an eruptive phase. In other words, we've successfully identified the general trend to Villarrica's musical phrasing and now need to find clear indicators for when these musical phrases are truly beginning.